Welcome to the regiment.
You're being deployed on an emergency basis. Belfast.
I'll be fine. Promise you.
Hold the line!
I've always loved film from an early age. We're not a very literary family. I sort of placed in front of VHSs from childhood. So I never really thought it as a viable option. You know, and someone phoned me when I was 17, 18 and said, "Do you want to be a runner on a shoot?" And I was like, "What's that?" And it was a music video. And they said it's in Ibiza. I was like, "I'm in." And then, you know, after being in a few sets, you kind of go, "I could probably have a go at this." And, you know, you meet a cameraman who, you know, you get on with and sort of says, you know, if you want to do something, I'll take, if it's a day or two, I'll take time off to help you out. And that's how it worked, actually. It's like incredibly generous. People are incredibly generous in this industry, and not. Like, you have both extremes. But I was very lucky. A lot of crew that I met when I was an assistant sort of said, you know, helped me out when I made my first 2 or 3 short films. My whole mindset, anyway, with film was like, it's the big thing in my life, the thing I love. And I was like, you might not get a chance to make a second film. So when you sort of go for making that first one, it better feel right. And I was very lucky. I was sent this screenplay by Film 4, and they said it was about Northern Ireland, and I was like, oh, really? Like, you know, if Film 4 sends you something, you read it. But like, after Hunger and Bloody Sunday, I just thought, you know, you wouldn't go near Northern Ireland, and I because they're masterpieces, right? And I read the script and I was blown away by it, and straight away I thought, oh, wait a minute, it feels like this it feels pertinent today. It feels like it felt like it transcends the specificity of the Troubles, and that kind of a universality. You could be talking about a number of conflicts that are taking place today, and you know. I'm half French, half Algerian. It made me think of the Algerian War. It made me think of the Battle of Algiers, in fact, as well as movies that I loved when I was growing up, like The Warriors and Escape from New York. These sort of like, you know, Walter Hill and Carpenter films.
Roughly, very roughly, you can divide the city between the Protestant Loyalist East, here in orange, friendly, and the Catholic Nationalist West, in green, hostile.
I didn't know that much about the Troubles. Embarrassed to say. It's not even on the curriculum at school. I was clueless. When I came on board, I had to do my research. And then, like I said, we made a decision not to contextualise it and have this sort of 15-minute setup where we took everyone, when there's the Troubles, we'll have a Star Wars moment where we explain what was going on.
Come on, move.
And what was perfect with Gary Hook, we had the central character that we could be married to in terms of the POV.
Right. This is where you eat and sleep.
This kid is thrown into a situation. He does not have a clue what's going on. He's got no context, and neither do we. And he elliptically, bit by bit, gets information as he goes along. But it's a very visceral experience, and I wanted the film to behave that way visually as well. So the violence would shock and be ugly, and I want you to be in shock when he's in shock. The whole film hangs on Jack's performance, and he smashed it. I mean, he's an incredible actor in that respect, and he's not scared of, you know, losing dialogue. It's a crutch for people at times, dialogue, especially for a screen actor. But he can hold the silent moment, and he can hold the screen, the moment. He understands, and he really takes himself there, and you can read it in his eyes, you know. And that was Jack, really. He's got this old school masculinity you don't really see nowadays in his generation. Do you know what I mean? He doesn't juice or do yoga. He's different. He's cut from a different cloth, and he grew up wanting to be a soldier or a football player. So it wasn't affected. He understood him. In the end, we made the character from Derby. I mean, because he was like the expert on the character, you know?
Stay with me.
The theme was already there, children growing up in conflict. That's what I really connected to and what felt personal. The key players during that time were like 17 to 22-year-old boys dying. And that's what I homed in on. With the writer. But first and foremost, it was about the story, the characters, and making sure there was truth in it, that we cared about them in the right way, that we weren't taking a recent painful period in people's history and exploiting it to make an exciting thriller. You know, I wasn't up for that. Neither were the producer or the writer. So that was like a balancing act, you know.
Stay there! Stay there! That'll do there. That'll do there. Stay back.
The riot scene in 71 is probably the hardest thing I've ever had to do. It's a turning point in the film. It had to feel real, and I'd watched so much riot footage, and obviously I watched Bloody Sunday, all these amazing films that have riots in there, and the Battle of Algiers, and yeah, we were like, how do we approach this? So me and my DOP, Tat Radcliffe, along with a production designer, Chris Oddy built us a model once we found the street, and me and Tat played Lego. And we tried to work out how he gets left behind, and how do you choreograph the whole thing. And then as we were choreographing it, that we'd put more details into the script and sort of inform the script at times. And then it was like, how do we go ahead shooting this? And all the big scenes that I've liked, where there's been riots, or I homed in on the fact that actually I'm not looking at the key players. I'm always looking at the extras. And they live and die on them. So I spent the whole day choreographing how the riot plays out, and we made sure we shot it each time. We let it play out in real time, all the way through. So they were always grounded in the situation, knew what they were doing. I didn't break it up into little units, if you like. And they were amazing, and they really got into it, and they knew what their part was in the whole thing. And they genuinely be cheering every time the soldiers left and they chased them off. They were cheering, and then that gives you the reality. And then the key players are just reacting to them. Jack's reacting to the things that are really taking place in real time. I wanted the film to have a truth, but I wanted to transcend realism. I didn't want it to be a piece of social realism in that respect. And as the film, you know, as it becomes nocturnal, I wanted the film to take on mythic qualities, to sort of transcend realism and have impressionistic moments. When I was researching it, I was like, I don't want to be in terrorist streets the whole film. And then I found a picture of the Divis Flats, and I took it to Greg, and I was like, look, I think we should set the last 30 pages on the Divis. And then, you know, this brutalist architecture, and all of a sudden you can do things visually, and it takes on more of a mythic quality, and you can, you know, and there's it visually saying a lot more. That feeling when you're on a set and everyone's working together for the same aim, and everyone wants it to be the best it can be, and there's an amazing feeling in that, being with a crew, and I love that. I've always loved that aspect of filmmaking. And then it's like, you know, it's like when you find, and it's all about the material. It's finding something that everyone thinks there's a good enough reason for it to exist, and then everyone believes in it, and everyone feels invested in it. And that's great when you find that piece of material, that what the idea is. So every moment has to earn its place. Like, you can't take for granted that people are going to come and see your film. It's got to have a reason to exist, and you got to make sure every moment on screen you're getting the most from it, and it's an event. That's how I approached it with my DOP, and we were also aware we'd done a lot of television together, so we made sure we treat film with that sort of respect it deserves. You know, that it could try and transcend, like, you know, just like try and be cinema. It's the best experience I've ever had because of the collaboration and the amount of support I had from Film 4, BFI, Studio Canal. I was so lucky, man. At every juncture, when I was taking risks, when I was pushing it, I was just supported. So it's been the most amazing experience, and I'm very proud of having made this film with these people and what it's about. I mean, I'm too close to it to be able to talk objectively about the quality of the film itself, but I'm really pleased it's my first film, and I hope I get to make another one. We'll see.